Yep, I'm being detained because I expressed my First Amendment right to burn the United States flag in public, not causing harm or causing any danger to any citizens or personnel in the area. President feels that it's his right to do whatever he wants, make whatever law he wants, regardless. Yes, remember your oath. Archdeacon in that house right there signed an executive order today saying that it was illegal to burn the American flag.
Governments are instituted amongst men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. The man in this video, the hero in this video, his name is Jay Carey. He is a 22-year Army combat veteran and a Bronze Star recipient. He was arrested today in D.C. for burning the flag, which is a constitutionally protected expression of his freedom of speech. Just coincidentally, a couple hours earlier, Trump signed today an executive order to crack down on the desecration of our flag. Get one thing straight. This is a clear violation of our rights. It's dressed up in a facade of patriotism that the MAGA base will eat up like a pre-August Cracker Barrel hash brown casserole. Jay Carey, thank you for your service. For everyone else, it is time for us to stand up united. What side do you stand for?
I plan on burning this flag. It's retired. It's old, it's raggedy. Had it for a long time. And the U.S. flag code recommends burning it at the end of its life. So I plan on doing that. Which brings up the executive order that Trump just signed about burning flags. And Trump himself probably doesn't understand or doesn't know that you are supposed to burn this flag. I didn't serve over 20 years protecting this flag, protecting what that flag represents, to try to stop someone from doing what that flag represents. When I see someone burn the flag, I don't get offended. I'm not a weak little beta bitch. Because freedom of speech isn't allowing speech to be heard that you agree with. True freedom of speech, that's allowing those who you disagree with have the same platform as you. That's why this flag exists. This flag protects those who burn it. You don't get that. MAGA doesn't get it. They don't know what true patriotism is. They want it to be forced on people. They think that you have to love this country no matter what. But true patriotism means doing everything you can to make this country better. To protecting the people that live in it. To protecting the rights that flag represents. And if you don't like it, then you're not really a patriot.
In my view, it doesn't matter why you burn or mutilate or trample on the flag. You should not do it. What holds us together as a nation, Mr. President, is not a common language, although I think that is necessary. It is the national symbol. The reason it is worth preserving is because it unifies this diverse nation. The flag's unique place in our national life means that we should preserve it against all manner of destruction. A statute making it unlawful to burn, mutilate, or trample upon any flag of the United States, period. It doesn't matter who burns or mutilates or tramples the flag, and it doesn't matter why. Under my proposal, it will be unlawful to do the flag harm, no ifs, ands, or buts. Tell everyone they can't burn the flag.
Lastly, sir, this is an executive order on flag burning. It charges your attorney general.
Would you listen to this? This is very important. Flag burning. All over the country, they're burning flags. All over the world, they burn the American flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision, they called it freedom of speech. But there's another reason, which is perhaps much more important. It's called death. Because what happens when you burn a flag is the area goes crazy. If you have hundreds of people, they go crazy. You can do other things. You can burn this piece of paper. But when you burn the American flag, it incites riots at levels that we've never seen before. People go crazy. In a way, both ways. There are some that are going crazy for doing it. There are others that are angry about them doing it. Do you want to discuss that?
Sure. So what the executive order does, sir, it charges your Department of Justice with investigating instances of flag burning, and then where there's evidence of criminal activity, where prosecution wouldn't fall afoul of the First Amendment, and instructs the Department of Justice to prosecute those who are engaged in these instances of flag burning.
And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail, no early exits, no nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag, you get, and what it does is incite to riot. I hope they use that language, by the way. Did they?
Yeah, incitement is
incite to riot. And you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail. You don't get 10 years, you don't get 1 month. You get 1 year in jail, and it goes on your record. And you will see flag burning stopping immediately, just like when I signed the Statute and Monument Act. 10 years in jail if you hurt any of our beautiful monuments. Everybody left town. They were gone. Never had a problem after that. It's pretty amazing. We stopped it. But this is something that's, I don't know, in a certain way, it's equally as important. Some people would say it's more important. Because the people in this country don't want to see our American flag burned and spit on. And by people that are, in many cases, paid agitators. They're paid by the radical left to do it. You talk to these people, they don't even know, half of them don't even know what they're doing. They say, I don't know, they gave me money to do this. I see the same things that you do. They're bad people. They're trying to destroy our nation. That's not working, because I think our nation now is the most respected nation anywhere in the world, by far.
Wow, today's story is wild. A 20-year combat veteran, yes, someone who served this country for 2 full decades, was arrested after burning the American flag right outside the White House. Oh my God, this is one of those moments that really makes you stop and ask, what is going on? Let's talk about it.
It's about time. If you're caught doing this in the United States, you may be facing a year in prison without any early release. So Donald Trump just signed an executive order where he is criminalizing the burning of our national flag. And this executive order demands vigorously prosecuting anyone who is desecrating or burning the American flag. And this executive order has one mandatory penalty: 1 full year in prison without an opportunity to exit early. And this executive order also targets foreign nationals who, for some reason, have the tendency to burn the flag from the place that they don't want to leave, but wave the flag from a place that they don't want to go back to. And if they are found desecrating the flag of the United States, it could cost them their visa, their green card, or their path to citizenship. And just in case you think that's a harsh ruling by this executive order, here's what other nations do if you are caught burning their flag. In India, the burning of the flag can land you up to 3 years in prison, a fine, or both. In Germany, disrespecting the flag, it will be up to 5 years in prison if it's a serious threat to the state. In China, desecrating a flag, 3 years in prison. In France, not only could you face up to 6 months in prison, you can also face a fine of 7,500 euros. I think it's about time that we continue to enforce protecting our flag at all costs, because these type of shenanigans that happen at every single riot, especially by foreign nationals, needs to stop. But let me know what you think in the comments section, and don't forget to hit that follow button for your daily updates.
Well, that didn't take very long. That's right, before the ink was even dry on the executive order that Donald J. Trump signed yesterday, saying that flag burning was no longer going to be allowed here in the good old US of A, some genius decided to light a flag on fire in a public park. Now, before you start getting all in your feelings, and before you start quoting the Constitution at me, just understand, you're not allowed to light things on fire in a public park. It is unsafe and dangerous and, quite honestly, unnecessary, because there's children there, there's families there, there's innocent people that are just walking around the park, and now it's on fire and you should be in trouble. So before anyone gets any bright ideas that they're gonna just start burning all of the American flags that they can find, just make sure it's not on a public space, not in a public park, and you should be okay, I guess. I mean, you may want to call like a therapist, but besides that, just don't do it in a public park.
So I hope, Mr. President, that we can pass a law that criminalizes flag burning and desecration. I agree that this burning, this desecration that can happen to our flag is something that people have a right to ask this body to try to prohibit and prevent.
So here is what happened. Reports say that this man, who proudly served the US military for 20 years, showed up outside the White House and set fire to an American flag. Police quickly arrested him, and now he's facing charges. Now, burning the flag is technically considered a form of free speech under the First Amendment, but when you do it in such a highly security location like the White House, it instantly becomes a big deal. Security doesn't play around there. And here is the twist. This is not some random protester. This is a veteran who wore the uniform, defended the country, and lived under that same flag for 2 decades. Yeah, honestly, I'm torn on this. On one hand, it feels deeply disrespectful. Millions of Americans, especially veterans, see the flag as a symbol of sacrifice, unity, and freedom. So burning it, especially in front of the White House, feels like a slap in the face. But on the other hand, maybe this veteran was trying to send a message. Yeah, maybe he was trying to send a message. Think about it. Why would someone who risked their life for that very flag burn it now? Could it be frustration? Anger at the government? Maybe he feels the country betrayed him after he gave it everything. Yeah, because let's be real, many veterans struggle after service. They face PTSD, lack of health care, homelessness, unemployment. Maybe this was his way of screaming, I gave my life to this country and look how I am treated. We don't know his exact reasons yet, but it's not just about a flag. Yeah, it's about pain, it's about disappointment, and maybe even betrayal. So this is also raises a bigger question. What does patriotism really mean? Some people believe patriotism is about respecting the flag no matter what. Others say true patriotism is about holding your country accountable, even if it means protesting in ways that shock people. And when the protest comes from a veteran, it hits differently. If a young protester does it, people dismiss it as ignorance. But when someone who actually fought for that flag does it, suddenly you can't just call it ungrateful. You have to ask what pushed him to do this to this point. Yeah, this is the America we are living in right now, where even those who served are questioning what that flag really stands for in their lives. So my take is I don't agree with burning the flag. It hurts to see, but I also believe in listening before judging. This veteran gave 20 years of his life to defend freedom, including freedom of speech. Maybe his act was extreme, but sometimes extreme actions come from extreme pain. So instead of only asking, why did he disrespect the flag? Maybe we should also ask, what did this country do to make a veteran feel like banning it was his only voice? This story is going to spark a lot of debate, and I think it should, because it focuses because it forces us to confront not just what the flag means, but how we treat the people who defended it. But that's just my reaction. So what do you think? Was this veteran completely out of line, or was he sending a message that America needs to hear? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I will be reading them. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want more real reactions on trending stories. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the love and support. I really appreciate you guys and I love you so much. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.